All right. Good evening and welcome to Belloheart. Today is October 25th, 2024. We are one day away from early voting in New Jersey. I have my buddy with me, Reverend Ferris, as always. And we're here to spread some truth and some knowledge about Trump and the upcoming election because America depends on it. And we don't want to grow up in a socialist country controlled by fucking a dictatorship, a.k.a. Kamala Harris.
Dictator.
Back after this. All right, brother. So just real quick. Today we're going to go down. The rundown's going to be, we're going to talk.
We actually have topics.
Yes.
Wow.
Trying to be organized.
We have topics.
Trying to be professional. You know, this is a professional outfit here at Belloheart.
Yeah.
We don't play games. I'm going to show you a real quick clip from last night's Gutfeld episode about these four guys called the Cartier brothers from down south, from Louisiana.
Okay.
And they called out Kamala on her BS from the town hall meeting. It's classic. You got to watch it. We're going to talk about Trump putting together the X-Men and the Avengers to save America.
Okay.
We're going to talk about swamping the vote, the Bongino rule, bringing 10 people with you. We're going to talk about...
I'm going to get my fuck you moment of the day, too, aren't I?
Of course.
Oh,
Ferris has one.
Always got to do
It's
it.
on the list, dude. The fuck?
It's
Read
right
the
there.
list.
It's right there. It's right there.
Swamp the vote.
Right there.
Why is it important? And then we're going to talk about why it's important for Trump to win for both of us. And then we're going to talk about my man's guest spot next week on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Jerry Patino. Yeah,
guest
Jerry
spot
Patino.
coming up. That's big.
Yeah, Jerry Patino.
Hopefully he'll promote Belloheart. We'll see. And the FU moment of the day, of course.
It's Reverend Ferris'
And
fuck you
for
moment of the
anybody
day.
who
It's the
actually-
best part of my week.
Anybody who actually follows us on YouTube, our last week's video was taken down 2 weeks ago, and that's going to be our next discussion. But so 2 weeks ago, we did a video.
By the way, fuck you, YouTube.
And YouTube.
And there we go. We're just got
YouTube
torn down again.
YouTube took our video down because for a minute and 10 seconds, we actually talked about COVID. So you
just got to torn down again.
No, we can say the word COVID. You just can't say certain things about COVID. So on YouTube, you can say it on Rumble, which we're going to eventually wind up on Rumble because we cannot be contained with my freedom of speech. I won't let it happen as an American. You can't tell me what to say. You can't tell me what to feel. You can't tell me what to do. This is America. We have the First Amendment, freedom of speech. That's it. Don't care. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you think. It is what it is. You don't like what I say? Don't tune in.
Do you actually believe that we have that?
No, I know we don't have it because I'm being censored on a daily basis.
I know.
I'm censored every day, dude. I get censored on Facebook. They fact check me. They tear down my videos on YouTube. I have like literally less than 100 subscribers, so please like and subscribe. Thank you. I have less than 100 subscribers. I think my most video in the last month has been 80 views, and they're telling me I shouldn't be talking about COVID. I mean, what? It's insane. But anyway.
Before we go on, for the first time, we have a live audience.
Yay!
Holy shit, we have an audience. And by the way, she hates our guts.
No, she
absolutely hates our guts. She's giving me the finger as we speak. She's giving me the finger as we speak.
So
she loves you. She hates me
because I'm a nice guy. That's right.
Yeah, but you're handsome too.
That's nothing to do with anything. That's nothing to do with anything. This has to do with just treating people respectfully and nicely. I believe.
She met you 10 minutes ago.
So here's my issue. Here's my issue with this election is that no matter who wins, and that's the other thing we can talk about if you really want to, is that what's going to be the outcome for America? How is America going to behave if Kamala wins? How is America going to behave if Trump wins? I think either way.
Honestly, I got to be honest. I'm actually scared. I'm actually terrified of how this can happen.
I agree, and I don't know what to think. I don't know what to be. I hate being a fearmonger. I hate thinking like, oh, the world's gonna end and we're gonna have a problem. I wish my brain didn't go there. I just don't see how, with all the rhetoric, the Hitler stuff, calling Trump Hitler, calling Trump Stalin, calling Trump a fascist, calling Trump all this stuff, and then saying we gotta tune down the rhetoric. Okay, so stop calling him Hitler if you want to tune down the rhetoric. You can't keep calling somebody Hitler and then say I want to tune down the rhetoric. That's opposites.
That's
true.
You
know what I'm saying? So and then if you tell enough people that this man's Hitler and he's going to be a dictator on day one, and he's going to put people in jail, he's going to chase all the
I'd rather him be a dictator than her being a dictator. Sorry.
There we go. Welcome, Reverend. The Reverend Ferris.
I'm back, baby.
Are you really a Reverend, dude? I
am.
have a hard time believing this.
I will actually show you the paperwork.
because I
I know you got questions.
No, and I love you, and I've known you a long time.
It's okay, but we got,
however,
you got questions.
Certain things reverends might not say.
You got questions.
So we should have like what's things that reverends might not say, and then would be not some things you would say?
Listen, there's nothing. There's like, I'm not gonna censor myself on any level when things come to when it comes to it. There are things that you think I should be as a minister.
I don't think anything. I don't know shit about ministering. Listen, all I know is you believe in God, you're a good person, and ultimately you care about people. Now, that's all that matters, really. So, as long as you care about humans in general, and animals, I know you care about animals. You're a big animal guy.
Boy, do I ever.
That's all that matters, right? So, to me, that's important. So now, as far as last week, we missed a week, and I apologize for any of our loyal fans that are out there. Thank you if you watch every week.
You bastards. You missed us, you bastards.
No, we missed a week because I've been unemployed, as anybody listens to this.
No, you the reason you weren't here is because you have a job.
Well, I can't tell. Anyway,
there is no job involved,
exactly.
Mr.
So
Governor.
I'm working.
There is
I'm working
nothing
with my buddy's carpentry company, and I'm just trying to do what I can with my family just until I get a job. So, what have you been up to last week? How's your week been?
It's been a rough week. It absolutely has been definitely a rough week, but it's been a blessed week also. It's
elaborate or no?
I've had the opportunity to welcome somebody to my neighborhood, right across the street from me. One of the greatest friends I've ever had. Unfortunately, her brother will listen to this and know that she's across the street, right? But
is that a problem?
Yeah, that's
the same brother
that's going to be a problem.
Wait.
That's going to be a problem.
I'm not trying to call her out, but before we started this, you told me that her brother supports the other side, right? Which is fine.
Her brother is very much on our side.
Oh, he's on Trump. He's a Trump.
He's a very much on our side.
So
very much on our side.
And as I said before, this is not. You can vote. This is America. You have freedom to vote for whoever you want. Unfortunately,
she's not.
Unfortunately, there's only two candidates they let us choose from these days, which is also BS in its own right. But that's a whole different discussion.
Well, one day that's going to change.
You're right.
One day that's going to change, and it's just not now.
What was I saying? I forget. Anyway, tomorrow starts early voting in New Jersey. So I have a real quick graphic I want to show you about. So we live in Monmouth County, New Jersey. Well, I do.
You live in Monmouth County.
So
I'm nowhere near Monmouth County.
So if you were a Monmouth County
native,
took me
2 hours to get here.
So in Monmouth County, these on the screen you'll see now is the addresses starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. I think 9 a.m. 6 a.m. You got to go to these locations to early vote. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to early vote in New Jersey in Monmouth County, these now if you go onto the NewJersey.gov website, there's a bunch of links for every county. And you can start early voting tomorrow. Now, if you've been paying attention to what's happening right now in America, we have the biggest turnout for Republicans. The biggest turnout for Republicans, right? In ever, as far as early voting. Like so, ever since they came up with this bullshit early voting thing, I think it started last one, COVID probably.
Well, in Jersey, when I was in North Carolina, it was.
So there's early voting all over the country now because of COVID or whatever, right? So, but
it's nothing to do with COVID. It's not doing
no, but I think
it's everything to do with liberal schmucks.
Okay, but didn't it start? I think that they changed the laws because we can't even talk about COVID. We're gonna get taken.
Oh, that's right. I don't want to be taken down. I don't want to be taken down. Don't want to be taken down.
Don't talk about it. Anyway, so early vote. You gonna vote early or no?
No, I will vote on November 5th.
And
when we're supposed to.
Like so, some people believe, and I'm curious what you believe. Some people believe that you should go early vote because, and it's important, guys, to check after you scan before you put your final thing. And they scan your card, you got to make sure it says the right name. Because I'm hearing rumors, now this may not be true fully. I don't know. I'm not trying to spread misinformation, but I'm hearing that some of these voting machines are switching from.
I've heard that. I have heard that. I don't buy it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it's just a lot of propaganda, a lot of crap.
Okay, and maybe it is crap. It's true, but all I'm saying is just check, guys. Just make sure your vote is the way you want it to be before you leave that booth, because. Who knows what they're up to? Because I don't care what anybody says. There's no way that they're going to try to shoot the man twice. They're going to try to bankrupt him, put him in jail, smear his name, destroy his family, do everything else, and then just let him walk into the White House. There's no way that's going to happen. I don't give a shit.
He could win this by a landslide. He's not walking into the White House without a problem.
I've seen Twitter posts. I've seen reports that there's no way that the swing states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wyoming, and who's the other one?
Michigan. It's
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
There's no way they're going to certify those, no matter what. Like, no matter what happens on November 5th, even if Trump wins by a landslide, there's no way they're not going to certify them. Now, if that's true or not, we'll find out on November 5th. If November 5th goes swimmingly and they certify Trump early, then everything I'm saying.
You can't certify him early, but
you know what I'm saying. But like, if you sometimes they call the elections early. Sometimes they call things early. If he starts winning the popular vote, the shit's over, dude. And all the polls I've seen right now is that he's leading in the popular vote, which for Democrats, that's a big problem because the Democrats always win the popular vote.
But they're the ones that are supposed to vote early, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, they're the ones who created the voting early. That doesn't mean they're the ones who are supposed to vote. See, but now
too big to rig, baby.
We're on to their little games.
Yeah,
we're on to their BS now.
Too big to rig. Too big to rig.
Last time they stuffed the ballot boxes. This video, you could go on X anytime you want and look up ballot boxes.
Stuff the ballot boxes. The ballot boxes were like in a trash can in Ohio.
I can show you video after video of people going up the ballot boxes with stacks of papers of voting and sticking them in. Mm-hmm. They're all over the place. And that's what happened last time, if you remember. I voted for Biden last time, so let's keep that in mind. So when I say that I wasn't fully involved in politics then, I wasn't. But I did vote for Biden, and now I'm obviously not, if you can't tell. I don't know what you're thinking. But anyway.
Well, I put a gun to his head. I forced him to do this.
I
forced him to do this.
But last time, Trump was leading at like 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and then everybody went to bed, and they woke up.
And then like at 4:30, he wasn't anymore.
Amazing. And you know what's even more amazing?
He's what?
Sleepy Joe won the most votes out of any presidential candidate in the history of America. Isn't that amazing that the man who literally ran the campaign, the basement campaign, they call it.
In a basement, yes.
Because of the disease known as COVID. Right? That's what happened. They ran a basic campaign, and he had the most votes in the history of America. Sure, he did. Anybody who believes that is
but if you want to turn that around, all right. Our buddy had the most votes of an incumbent in the history of America.
Yeah, well, that just proves. See, that's what I say. So I agree with you 100%. Right?
Yeah, you know where I'm coming from.
Yes,
with this, right?
But
so I don't need to do this.
Well, because they had to know how much they had to cheat, right? So up until 2:00, they waited for all the Trump votes to come in, and he had 80 million point whatever. And somehow, when everybody woke up, Biden had 81 million votes. Sure, he did. That old sleepy bastard got 81 million votes. Give me a break. Stop. It's pathetic. Anybody?
You know my story about this. Like,
yes, you want to tell the family?
The
Belloheart family?
You want to do this again?
It's up to you, dude.
Okay.
You're
So 4 years ago, I was dating a woman in North Carolina, and I made her bring me to my polling place in North Carolina, and I went to the polling place, and I walked in. I didn't vote because that's where the illegal part comes in.
Speak.
Right?
People can't see her.
But when I came back, no, I'm looking at the camera. But when I came back to New Jersey,
yes,
I couldn't go to my polling place. I wasn't allowed to be in my polling place because of COVID. All right. So you're never gonna convince me that 81 million people voted for that fucking retard.
No, it's impossible. So Trump got the most votes in the history of America last time, and this time it's gonna be even more because we already have as of 2 days ago, there was already 19 million Americans that voted. And
really?
Yes.
Wow.
And Republicans were in the lead at that point. So the Republicans are out there voting early because they're very serious about this. Trump supporters are not taking this lightly. And
we're coming out in force. Too big to rig, baby.
And
we're coming out in force, baby.
But however, I don't think that my logic brain has such a hard time thinking that they're just going to say, "Okay, Trump wins. Here we go." It's impossible. There's no fucking way with the behavior they've had over the last 4 years. First of all, when he took office, the fake news media assaulted him on every level possible. They made us all believe all the bullshit. I believed all the bullshit. Me. I believed all the bullshit about Trump. I was calling him stupid. I was telling him about the chlorine thing, the good people on both sides thing, all the hoax we talked about last time.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually on the other side of that, like all the crazy liberals we talk to now. I was that person. I was one of the people that was like, Trump's a moron. I shouldn't. It was a mistake. I should have got to let him go. He's causing too many problems. Let's get rid of him. And then once I left my UPS job, because UPS you don't have time to research anything, and I was working during COVID because we were considered essential workers. Mm-hmm. I didn't have time to study, so I just my wife would give me updates from CNN or ABC, NBC, and tell me, oh yeah, Trump did this, Trump did that. We go home, watch the news. Oh my God, what a moron! He's such an idiot. And then finally, when I had time. After I left my job from UPS and moved to the next job, I had time to research and then I started realizing that everything that they said was a lie. It's all bullshit. Every single thing is a one-liner that they took from some speech, just like the bloodbath fucking comment. All that shit is all bullshit. And once I started to realize that, I'm like, what? I'm like, if they're lying about this, what else are they lying about? Because once you realize someone tells, if you have a friend that you catch in a lie, are you going to be like, I trust everything that guy says to me next time? No, you'd be like, dude, fuck you. You lied to me last time. I don't believe anything you fucking say to me. But now the mainstream media literally lies to us on a daily basis all the time. And everybody's like, well, maybe this time it's the truth.
Jamie Belloheart, you are on fucking fire tonight, man. You are on fucking fire tonight.
But it's true, though.
Like the weeks that I've been doing this with you, I've never seen you on fire like this.
Well, you know why? Because I stopped smoking pot. So I actually cut. I was smoking.
That's stopping.
I was smoking an ounce every 5 days at one point, and now I'm actually. I think I smoked 2 bowls today, maybe not even.
All right.
So my brain is much more.
For what it's worth, I smoke nothing because I have a CDL.
Right, and I've never seen him smoke weed, for the record, ever. And even when I've had it in front of him, he's never once even indulged himself at all.
Won't do it.
All right, so. Before we go, I want to show you this video.
Yeah,
right, so this next clip.
Let's watch this, please.
This next clip is going to be from Gutfeld last night. It's a Cartier Brothers YouTube podcast, and you'll see. It's amazing. Just watch it.
I'm still loving my logo in the corner.
You ready?
Proof that Kamala is losing men who respond to her the same way dogs do to vacuum cleaners. Check out this amazing video of a group of guys called the Cartier family reacting to last night's town hall.
We've said since day one, her plan, Trump bad, Kamala good.
That is
plan. Suck, Kamala. You suck. I don't want to see you. I'm so sick of seeing Kamala. I don't ever want to see her have success ever.
I hate to make another sports analogy.
I cannot. No, I mean it like that, bro. I cannot stand this woman.
But she's not the best for the president. She died.
I don't want to see her have any success. After this, I want her to crawl under a rock and disappear forever.
No, bro, it's not her fault, man.
This person that I see every day campaigning, I don't ever want to see ever again for the rest of my life.
Imagine if a football team just fully focused on the team they were playing and watched film on them and never on themselves and talked about what they could do. That's the equivalent. They suck so bad that we're just gonna win. That
just can't stand.
Every site got Trump winning by like 10 points right now.
This had my ears bleeding. This is a broken record at this point because I mean I don't know, guys.
I don't even see Trump talk about you that much. That's so crazy. Well, let's not answer that question because my opponent Donald Trump.
It's not what I'm gonna do bad. It's what he's gonna do worse.
But when I listen to her talk, it just irks my soul. Yeah. Like it feel like I got a nagging wife in the house and it just don't know how to act.
Insufferable.
But you do want to build some wall.
Yes,
I want to strengthen our board.
Strengthen the wall.
They need to have a show on Fox. But those are black men, and they're about as into Kamala as they are flat asses.
Yeah.
Tyrus approves. Well, you see that unlike that emasculated trio we heard from earlier, these guys are real, and they see through the that the Harris camp slings, the pandering, and especially the racism. Kat, is there anything worse than a guy pretending that he's on your side?
Yeah, but it's up there.
It's up there. That moment when you find out, you're like, how could I have trusted you again? But those guys on that podcast, I've never seen them before. Those 4 guys. I'm not saying they should take over Fox and Friends.
I agree.
But okay, they're always looking for fill-ins on Christmas week. Okay?
Yes.
Just imagine 1 week, and it's those guys.
Yeah. I am all in with the Cartier family.
I mean, I'm not in like the booking department, but I feel like I could be because that would be.
I love that woman.
That's Kat.
She's beautiful and she's funny and that.
Her name is Kat Timpf, and she's a libertarian, for the record.
Okay.
And the Cartier brothers are a YouTube page I've been following for about a year now, and because I think it's important. And I'm listen. Race means nothing to me. I can give a fuck what race you are. However, they happen to be black men, and they're from the South, and I think it's important for America to see that black men are starting to wake up, and they're starting to recognize that Kamala's.
Well, that's very important.
And I don't give a shit about race. Honestly, I could care less. Unfortunately, the left labels everybody. The left labels everybody. The left. Okay, relax yourself, fucking. You're a reverend, Jesus Christ. So the left labels everyone, right? And I can't. So unfortunately, this is the way America is now. We're big into labels, big into race, big into gender, big into all that stuff. Which to me is all bullshit. To me, if you're human, you're a human. I don't give a fuck what race you are, what sex you are. If you want to bang a dog, well, I would probably be upset with that.
Well, I'd be upset.
However,
I'd be upset with that.
if you want to bang the hole in your wall, if you want to have sex with your fucking with whatever your stuffed animals, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do behind closed doors. Just don't force me to have to see it if I don't want to.
What was being forced down our throats for so many years was Black America this, Black America that, blah, 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 blah. And now you've got Black Americans that are, they have their own shows like we're doing right now. And they're speaking out, and they're not speaking
There's
out.
a million of them, dude.
But they're not speaking out the way that the Democrats
There's
think.
a million. If you go on TikTok and you watch, and you go on TikTok and you could watch people, of all ethnicities supporting Trump. I'm sure you could find all ethnicities hating Trump, probably. However, I don't care about those people.
You will.
That's just being honest. And so I started following because I'm from Brooklyn, right? I'm from New York. And New York,
me too.
And in New York, we were always race meant nothing to us in New York. I grew up. The first guy I made out with at 10 years old. The first guy I made out with at 10 years old was a Puerto Rican. So I don't give a shit. I don't care about race. It's never meant anything to me. In my class in school, we literally had every race and color of nationality. We had Russian, we had Chinese, we had Arabs. We had everything. We had white, we had blacks, we had everything, and nobody gave a shit. Until they started telling us to give a shit.
Yeah, because it was a neighborhood.
Right. No one cares.
And for what it's worth, by the way, our 30th reunion this past week, God bless you guys if you were there. I was not.
I didn't make it.
I'm very Christy Quinn, Robert Adenolfi. Thank you for putting together what you put together. Thank you.
Although we should have.
I love you. I love you.
Thank you. I wish we were there, but we should have did the Belloheart podcast from the reunion. Maybe
that would have been nice.
Maybe the next one.
That would have been nice.
Maybe 5 years from now we'll be big enough. We'll be big enough to where people respect it.
But by the way, thank you. Just again, thank you for what you did. Thank you.
If you watch this, for the record. So anyway, I was watching. So now I got a question about something.
Sure.
So what do you think about this? And why is this not being talked about more? Because the mainstream media sucks and they lie about everything and they don't show you anything actually of any substance except for that Kamala's amazing and she's wonderful. Yeah, okay. As you can see, even CNN was like, even Anderson Cooper, who fucking is the epitome of anti-Trump AIDS, or whatever. Does that mean he's trying to say what?
Doesn't he have that?
Oh, does he?
I think he does.
I have no idea. He looks like he does. You're a mess. Are you a reverend?
I am.
No, just making sure. Anyway.
I'm not wishing on him. I'm just telling you what he looks like he has.
Anybody who knows who Jordan Peterson is, is to me, is one of the smartest men in the world.
Okay.
He's a Canadian. He's a psychologist. And today he went on, he has a podcast, which I'll put in the link below, that that he analyzed Trump. He analyzed all of Trump's behavior. He psychoanalyzed Trump as a person. He psychoanalyzed Tulsi Gabbard. He psychoanalyzed J.D. Vance. He psychoanalyzed Vivek. He psychoanalyzed RFK Jr. So all the people that have come out, we literally had a Kennedy switch sides.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
RFK Jr., whose father was murdered, and whose uncle JFK was murdered, who I've been obsessed with that assassination since I'm a little boy, and they all what's it called? All right. So as I was saying, what do you think about RFK Jr. switching sides?
Well, I've never been a Kennedy fan. On any level.
Any reason? Besides that they were Democrats?
I've just never liked them. I think, one's a murderer and...
Who's the murderer?
Old Puddinhead that died in fucking Massachusetts that they fucking...
Ted? Or Robert? RFK's dad. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So when I was a little boy, my mom, all our parents, right? If you ask your mom where she was when JFK was assassinated,
they all know.
She could tell you.
My mom could tell you she was on the subway.
And your mom
when it happened.
Starting to get to the twilight years of her life, right? She's starting to have a little.
Just with her.
Right.
It was just with her.
How was she? But she's having a little. So I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to talk about her. I'm not trying to make you upset.
No.
What I'm trying to make a point. My point is that you could ask any baby boomer, right, generation, my mom, your mom, and they could tell you where they were to the minute, to the day when JFK was shot.
Yes, my mother was on the New York subway.
Right. For me, when he was shot. My mom grew up. When I grew up, and I was, young, she used to tell me, John F. Kennedy Jr. was the best president. They killed him, and they killed him, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. So now this is.
I was destroyed as a kid when I found out he was a Democrat.
So RFK Jr. is his nephew. Right, and not only was JFK murdered, and people that don't know this, please stop listening to my podcast because do some education. If you don't know that JFK was assassinated, please don't watch me. RFK Jr. RFK Sr. was also assassinated, which was JFK's brother. Right.
Yes.
Now they have the whole Marilyn Monroe stuff. Blah blah blah. Who gives a shit? But regardless, JFK. If you watch videos there's videos online on X, you can find them now about JFK. Swearing to shut down secret societies in America and swearing to shut down the CIA because they're the ones destroying America. And he's not wrong. They are the ones destroying America. And our deep state, the State Department, they are the ones destroying America. And if you watch Michael Benz on X, who's amazing, you should follow him. If you want to know anything about the deep state and how our CIA operates, once Trump won, they flipped the whole apparatus that we spy on the other countries with because our country is disgusting. And we manipulate countries all over the world. They flipped that whole apparatus, that whole power structure that we used to do against other countries onto America because they couldn't have Trump be in power. So they changed. So they started manipulating the media, started trying to propaganda, and they started the protests, the BLMs, the fucking COVID, all that bullshit, right? So all that stuff was switched. Like that's the stuff that our CIA would go in and do in other countries if we wanted to change the hearts and minds of the people, right? We'd go and protest. We'd go in and we'd install a puppet leader, and we'd put sanctions. We would make their lives miserable until they bent to our will. Well, guess what? During fucking the last 4 years, once Trump won, the CIA, the deep state, they were so nervous that Trump was fucking elected because he wasn't supposed to win 2016. It wasn't supposed to be Trump. That was not supposed to happen.
It was a great day.
But it
was a great 4 years.
For the record, I did vote for Trump in 2016.
Did you really?
Yeah. Which is even more crazy, right? The fact that I had enough wits about me to say, fuck Hillary, I'm voting for Trump. Because I couldn't deal. I could not.
You just fucking floored me there because we've had this Democratic conversation so many times.
Yes.
I had no idea that you voted for 2016.
Well, I've always considered myself an independent because I'm an independent thinker and I don't give a shit when anybody tells me what to do. So,
no, but I thought you were this years ago.
Right, but I've always been an independent thinker, and the problem with 2020 is I was so busy with COVID and during working at UPS, and I didn't have time to pay attention. But 2016, once Hillary released all those fucking emails, and her emails got released to the world, I was like, we can't trust this bitch to be our fucking president. There's no way it's happening. I don't give a fuck what happened. So I voted for Trump in 2016. So, yes, I was a Trump supporter in 2016. Then I voted for Biden in 2020. And now, obviously, If you don't vote for Trump, you don't love America. I'm just telling you. It's the way it is. Okay?
I don't know how.
Okay, the other...
unless you have TDS, there's no reason for you not to vote for Donald Trump.
I've been doing videos about TDS. I came out March 26th of this year on Facebook as an official Trump supporter. And then it caused a fucking ruckus in my family. Like, I'm literally fighting with my whole family right now because I support Trump.
We need to talk about that too.
Yeah, so
But
so March 26th is the day on Facebook that I said, fuck this. I said, I'm tired of fucking hiding. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm fucking gonna tell people what they feel. And my post wasn't about Trump, it wasn't about Biden, it was just about how we've been manipulated by the media for our entire lives, and that people need to wake the fuck up and pay attention, because if they lied to us about one thing, then that means then what else would they lie to us about, right? And that's the question everybody should be wondering. Iraq, Vietnam, fucking Afghanistan.
I don't trust anything anymore at all.
Now, but now it's easy to say, especially in our spots. But before we figured it out, before alternative media like podcasts and fucking and different channels and whatever you could find alternative news, FOA, Freedom of Information Act, and all that stuff. Okay. Before that, everybody believed what the media told us, right? I mean, we
didn't have anywhere else to go.
Exactly. But once you understand that they've been lying to us for our entire lives, then you just have to get. Then I got so enraged, and I was like, I can't stand by with two young children who are 18 and 16 in this world in America, where a country that I volunteered to defend and give my life for as a Marine. How can I look my children in the eye and say this is the country that I was willing to die for? If they can't get their news from a reputable source that's willing to give both sides an honest information. And once I realized that there's no honest information, and that the only way to get honest information is to actually go do the research yourself, I was like, I have to start a podcast. I have to do something. I mean, maybe this podcast will never become anything. Maybe Belloheart has just become a fucking piece of shit. And
it doesn't matter. You're doing your part.
But now. I had to do your part now. Because and so am I. I couldn't sit here and just shut the fuck up and be like, oh, they just lied to us and it's fine. No, so I'm literally fighting with my entire family now. Not my immediate family, but my mom, my brothers and sisters. I mean, they fucking hate the fact that I supported Trump. So on March 26th, I came out and I fucking supported Trump because I had to say I couldn't do it anymore. I could not just stay silent anymore, because it was just so sickening to me how they've been manipulating us.
And by the way, thank you for speaking up and making a voice.
My pleasure, brother.
Thank you, because it's woken me up. It's made more people. I told you where I was.
I know.
I was I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm just not.
And that's the reason why I started this. Even if it's changed the mind of one person, you, or another person. Not that I'm saying I changed your mind because you're already a Republican. But my point is, even if I
wasn't willing to vote anymore.
If I was able to give you passion enough,
I just wasn't willing to do it anymore.
To make you passionate enough to fight for this country, that's all that matters to me. Because really, that's what this is about. It's about America is about freedom of speech. And it's about being able to say what the fuck you want to say, regardless of what the fuck people think about you, or opinions. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. If you don't like it, oh well. It's America, freedom of speech, the cancel culture, all that shit. All that shit was driving me crazy. I couldn't even watch TV anymore. I literally couldn't watch fucking.
I know.
Right now, I can't watch movies. I can't watch fucking new TV shows because they're all woke bullshit, and I can't watch any of that stuff. So I had to do something. I'm like, every single, even now, fucking Diddy. And I know Hollywood.
The biggest distraction ever put in front of your face.
So,
let's don't even do that.
Now, Diddy is a fall guy.
Yes.
For the record, what I believe is Diddy is a fall guy for the elites in Hollywood. And ultimately, Hollywood's going to be exposed. They're already being exposed. I mean, you got these clowns like Ben Stiller and all these white dudes for Harris and all these fucking celebrities talking. Like, who gives a fuck about celebrities? I mean,
I look at it this way. Ban me for this?
I look at it this way. The left has all these celebrities. Lizzo, Eminem.
That fat, disgusting pig.
I heard Beyonce's going to be in her next one. I mean, it's like, if you need this many celebrities to support you and to convince people, then what? Are you guys that brainwashed? They're like, oh, Lizzo said to vote for Kamala, so I'm going to do it.
Is there anybody that actually listens to Lizzo?
There are people. I mean,
are they really?
We got to respect other people's beliefs.
Are there really people that listen to Lizzo?
Of course, she's a fucking superstar.
Is she really?
Yeah, she became a superstar. Same thing with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's a megastar.
Well, hold on. That I'm not going to touch with a 10-foot pole because
Why not?
because I know that she's a superstar. Lizzo is just fat.
Yeah,
like
well,
she's only a star because she's fat.
She actually lost some weight, Lizzo.
Did she really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, eat some
My
yogurt.
point is that, so if you need to have all these celebrities, Ben Stillers of the world, all the other white dudes for Harris, which is the most disgusting racist slogan I've ever heard in my life, it's ridiculous. If you need to have all those people on your side to come out and try to brainwash people to vote for you, then what are you all about then? Trump is the celebrity in this fucking on his side.
He's a rock star.
Trump,
which scares
is the celebrity.
What does scare me because a couple years ago Barack Obama was a fucking rock star.
Listen, I voted for Barack twice.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for Barack.
He was a rock star.
I voted for Obama twice.
He couldn't do anything wrong. He was amazing.
And
I don't think he was a good president, but he, as a candidate, he was a rock star.
Before I knew how deep the corruption in America was, Barack's speeches were like fucking gold. My man could convince you to fucking strip naked and walk around the block.
Teleprompter.
Whatever it was, but whatever it was, like. Whereas you look at him, the contrast between him and Kamala is so insane. Like he could inspire you with his talk. He could and I'm not saying
he could.
He was a liar. Everything he said was a liar. He fucking broke this country because of all his fucking policies. He's the one during 2008 when the fucking economy crashed. He gave all the money to the bankers, and he's really the one who switched the banker. It used to be that the bankers and the money people would keep the Democratic Party in check because they were on opposite sides. It was always
can't do that anymore.
It was always the rich versus the poor, right? Yeah. And Democrats were supposed to be the party of the poor, which is also part of my March 26th Facebook post about how we grew up. It was always the poor people. Democrats they support poor people. They support the working man. They support the unions. All that stuff. Well, and then it was always the rich people with the Republicans, right? That was the whole trope about
that. Was the thought process.
It's actually all bullshit. We know that now. But during 2008, when the economy crashed, they bailed out the bankers without tax money. They bailed out. The fucking and not only did they bail them out, they gave them hundreds of $millions of bonuses a year.
Yeah.
Anyway, with our fucking money, dude, Obama destroyed. He was supposed to be the great unifier. He was supposed to be the one that was gonna bring the blacks and the whites together, and we were finally gonna heal the fucking race divide in this country. And guess what? He made it. It's became a million times worse, and it's only gotten worse since then. Now it's at the point to where. We're probably more divided than we've ever been, at least publicly. I disagree.
We've never been more divided.
I disagree. I think that if you get a bunch of people in a room together without all this bullshit, we'd all be fine. We'd all have a good time. We'd have a conversation. We'd all help each other. If there was a fucking hurricane if there was a natural disaster where we need to stick together, we'd all stick together. Because that's what America is. America's full of good people that care about each other. And the reason why they have to manufacture racism, manufacture hate through social media is because there really isn't that much racism. There really isn't that much hate. We actually truly
they needed to happen. They needed to be
secretly. We all have the same values. We want to have a nice family. We want to live a good life. We want to be safe. We want to get good jobs. We don't want to pay it. We don't want to pay over too much for fucking groceries, right?
Jamie Belloheart, you were on fucking fire tonight, brother.
It's true though.
You were on fucking fire tonight.
Well, thank you, my brother, but it's true.
All right. I'll tell you what. You came up with this. Do you want to get back on there or you just want to get rid of it?
Whatever. We're talking. Who cares? We're having a conversation.
Let's get rid of it. Or want to just get rid of it?
No, we're going to keep going, dude. Don't worry about it.
Where are we?
You want to talk about shit?
No, I am so seriously impressed by you tonight. Like you are on fucking fire.
What? I'm not.
You are on fucking fire.
Well,
and I love it. I love it.
Normally I'm drunk as fuck by the time we do this podcast.
Well, we usually got a football game or two in front of us.
We're watching football for 3 hours and I'm fucking hammered. So I mean, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying this is the truth. So tonight we were both busy, so we changed our schedule to accommodate my new work schedule, which is I appreciate. So I'm not as fucked up. As I told you, I stopped smoking weed, so that was a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
That makes you on fire?
I don't know what the fuck
I don't know because I don't know what it's like because I don't smoke
Maybe it's your
weed.
friend here. I don't know.
I don't smoke weed, so I don't know.
Well, I did. I smoked an ounce every 5 days. Okay? So I tell you that I've smoked plenty for all of us. Don't worry about it, buddy. All right. So now you did cut me off, but that's okay. So anyway, so as far as the Avengers,
that's what I do the best.
There's one person I missed, and that's Elon Musk. The fact that Elon Musk, literally the Tony Stark of our generation, the Iron Man, the fucking guy who's inventing fucking electric cars, rockets, fucking going to space, got robots, Who the fuck knows what else he's up to behind closed doors?
You watch that today?
Right?
You watch that all that stuff today going on outside?
What?
Well, all that stuff. I brought her outside and I was showing her everything that was going on, the entrails from the
off all the planes and shit, all the
right,
fucking
but it's never there.
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
It's happening all the time. If you look up at a plane and there's smoke behind them, that's that's chemtrails.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I did a video 2 weeks ago.
I see that every day. Who did that sound like?
I did a video 2 weeks ago about the Great Dimming, it's called. It's a video about geoengineering and how they're trying to block out the sun and ultimately raise the temperature of the earth. Now, how about this? Before we get to the next thing on the list, what do you think about how it hasn't rained in the Northeast in the last fucking month? Since
Actually, I haven't thought of it. I haven't actually thought of that.
You know, there's a severe fire warning. Like you can't. There's fire warnings all over America. I mean, not America, all over New Jersey. You can't if you like start a campfire and somebody calls the cops, you're gonna get in trouble because everything is so dry and it hasn't rained in a month. I haven't even seen a cloud in a month. I don't think. It's been literally blue skies since Hurricane Helene. You guys don't realize that?
No, like you're opening my. I haven't thought of it.
There's no rain since then. We haven't had a fucking drop of fucking. You know why I know this? Because I've been putting on a roof at my new carpentry. What I've been doing, we just put on a roof, and we're waiting for the rain to test the fucking. If we make sure it's in.
And you haven't had the opportunity.
I mean, it hasn't been rained. It hasn't fucking rained in a month. Hasn't rained. Why is it raining? Because they seeded that goddamn storm to cause all those fucking to destroy those fucking
But yet you got like Western North Carolina
devastated,
like completely devastated,
thousands of people missing,
and no help.
And there's the third largest lithium mine in the world is there.
Yep.
And the two of the rarest.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that right in the area where you've done your speaking about weather?
Yes, about the weather manipulation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's the two of the most what's it called? High quality quartz mines in the world are in that exact area,
the base
of
the mountains.
And the reason why
the base of the mountain,
and those they need those quartz crystals. They're so fine. They're like 99.9999999% pure quartz, and they're used for AI chips. And those three mines happen to be in the exact same area of the Appalachian Mountains that North Carolina does.
The base of the yeah.
Listen, believe whatever you want, but I don't believe in coincidence anymore. I've seen too much bullshit. There's too much fucking insanity with our government, too much manipulation, MK Ultra, all the fucking operations. It's Operation Mockingbird, fucking all the fucking weather manipulation, Mockingbird, Storm Fury. There's so many, it's ridiculous. I can show you fucking.
Dude, I actually thought like for a while there, I was thinking like, this guy's out of his mind. I love him, but weather manipulation, you're out of your mind. Blah 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 blah. I
appreciate that.
And well, you opened my eyes to a lot of different things, man. And like voting in its own right.
This is only the beginning.
But the weather manipulation, it just sounds so ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but you look it up.
It's been going on since 19.
It's
Project Sirius.
It's not even that
Project
hard.
Sirius.
It's not even that hard.
Project Sirius was started with General Electric and a government contract in 1947, I think it was, and they were manipulating. They were experimenting with manipulating hurricanes in the fucking 40s and 50s, and then finally they got to the point to where like the public was actually pissed off because they made a hurricane take a left turn into Georgia and like destroyed a whole bunch of people's areas in the fucking because they knew General Electric back then everything was more out in the open. They knew that they were working on this project and they actually got in trouble for it. So then everything went underground and became secretive. But there was a point where it was public and you could find articles online about it.
I mean, you don't have to go back that far when you think about the stealth bomber. Right,
yeah, the 80s,
the stealth
90s.
bomber, all right, which now is a 30-year-old aircraft to this day, and we all think now like, wow, this is an amazing thing. They showed proof of this in the 50s that they had this technology.
Sure.
Okay, so now like it comes around in the 80s, comes around in the 90s, and we're just like, wow, this is the most secretive, amazing thing. It's 30 years old to us now.
Right. What else?
Okay. What else is out there?
Right. So,
you know,
listen, as far as I don't trust the government as far as I can fucking
throw them.
I don't trust anything anymore.
Throw them?
It's impossible
Yeah.
to fucking anything the media tells me. I look at it this way: if you go out, if you turn on the CNN and even Fox, I don't trust Fox Philly either. Because here's the issue: is that
Fox stinks.
here's the issue, and here's the reason why I really started Belloheart in the beginning.
Fuck you,
Is
Fox.
that so? 2 years ago, I went to before I actually switched parties officially.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my family and I was like, listen, this has nothing to do with politics for me. I'm like, the things that I'm concerned about is the corruption above the politicians. I'm concerned about the people, the puppet masters, the actual ones pulling the strings for everything,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the people that are really the problem, that are causing
Agreed.
the disaster, right?
Absolutely
The
agree.
politicians are just pieces of the puzzle, right? And
Mr. Speaker.
and if you follow that long enough and you start to do and you do enough research, you have to get to Trump, because Trump is the outsider. He's the one who came from business. He's the one who came from outside politics. He's the one who came and decided to run to because he saw what was really happening with all the tariffs, the taxes, how we're outsourcing all of our fucking work to other countries, how we're building factories everywhere except for in America, how we're not drilling here. We're actually outsourcing our drilling, our energy production to other countries. Well, guess what? He saw all that, and then he decided he's going to run. Now, the other thing is that, remember, he had the Apprentice show before that, right?
Yes.
So now, and did you like the Apprentice?
No.
You didn't like the Apprentice?
No.
So,
You're fired.
so anyway, so Trump was Trump during the Apprentice. See, I think, this is what I think.
I never watched
I
those
think that
shows.
Hollywood made the Apprentice successful because they control everything. And they can do whatever they want. They can make shows successful, make shows unsuccessful, whatever. They can do whatever they want. They can manipulate ratings. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I think that they tried to indoctrinate Donald Trump into Hollywood.
Do you realize that was 20 years ago now?
Just think about it.
Yeah.
Think about this. It makes sense. They try to indoctrinate because if you could find videos on X right now about him going on Oprah in like 1990 something and telling her that if one day I might have to run for president because our country's a disaster, and and they're doing, and if nothing's get bad enough. I should find that clip actually. Be back 1 second. All right, as we were speaking before, I want to show you this Oprah clip of DJT, Donald Trump. I think it's a very important clip.
Full-page ad in major U.S. newspapers last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired.
This is 1988, my man. 1988. I was 12 when my man Donald Trump was on Oprah talking about how our foreign policy sucks and how we're being taken advantage of. Just think about that. Just think about.
He saw it years ago.
1988 on Oprah, who hates.
40 years ago, man.
Who hates his guts now. Oprah will lie to her teeth and be like, I don't know, Donald Trump sucks. He's a dictator. He's going to be a problem. Yeah, okay. 1988, there's actually a clip on who's that old dude who used to do who's had to have his show? Larry, what's his name? The old guy with the fucking suspenders. What was his name? What's his name?
Donahue.
No, not Donahue. The fucking guy, the old dude with he used to have the glasses and he used to have the suspenders and he used to give his talk. Larry something. Anyway, he went on there and you know what he said?
Brittany, do you know?
Do you know what he said? Larry King. You go, girl.
You got it, Larry King.
Very good. You're not supposed to be on the show. Anyway, Larry King, very good. Thank you. Was his name. And he actually went on the show and said, I would pick Oprah as my VP, is what he said.
Yes, he did.
Okay, let's just listen to the rest of this.
Of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it.
Speaking of it doesn't pay as well, do you know that Donald Trump was the only president to actually not accept his actual pay, his yearly salary as a president?
Well, it's not that he didn't accept it. He donated it.
Whatever. He donated it. So Donald Trump, the most narcissistic, selfish person in the world, who is a dictator on day one, he actually donated his salary because he didn't need the money. Think about that, you fucking maniacs.
Right, I mean, what's he gonna do?
I don't think it was 400,000. I think it was like 120 back then.
No, $400,000.
Whatever the number is, it's ridiculous.
It's $400,000 what the president makes.
He didn't accept his $400,000 a year salary because he didn't need the money.
What would he?
You're telling me, regardless, if you're a selfish scumbag who doesn't care about nobody, you're to say, okay, give me my money. I don't give a fuck. Come on, guys. It's been there forever. The telltale signs about Donald Trump caring about America has been there since day one.
Yep.
Probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
What do you think of this year's presidential race, the way it's shaping up?
Well,
all right, so that's enough. Who cares about Michael Dukakis and George Bush? But so think about that.
Dukakis
my man
won one state.
So my man went on Oprah, 1988, and told her that if I have to run to save this country, I'm going to run. Mm-hmm. And guess what? 20 years later,
he did.
He had to do it.
And he did it on a different ticket than he expected to.
And now, not only does he run, he's gotten fucking RFK Jr., Elon Musk, fucking Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek, J.D. Vance, people who were all... J.D. Vance was an anti-Trump guy.
Can we talk about J.D. Vance a little bit?
J.D. Vance was a never-Trumper. He was a never-Trumper. They actually, you know how much he was a never-Trumper? Is that because he came out and said, I would never vote for Donald Trump, they actually made him a movie on Netflix called, well, he wrote a book, first of all, called Hillbilly Elegy.
Yes.
And then they made a movie with Glenn Close and actually good actors on Netflix because they thought that, oh, this guy hates Donald Trump.
Is Glenn Close still like not boiling bunnies and still alive?
I don't know. I'm about Glenn Close. All I'm saying is that she was in the movie. She played his grandmother.
Really?
So, yeah.
She only played.
So my point is that, like, so the only reason why they engaged, the only reason why Netflix, the Netflix owner has donated like $150 million to the Democratic Party over the last 4 years. The only reason why he fucking even let that even happen is because they thought, I think